The Actor Who Cried. Tom Rayner was not born to be a star. He was born in a small town where dreams were too expensive and emotions were meant to be hidden. But Tom had a secret. He could feel things deeply, more than most. And when he stepped on stage for the first time in high school, pretending to be someone else, the world made sense. That night, he didn't just act, he lived. Years passed. The boy who played Hamlet in a dusty school auditorium moved to the city of lights, chasing roles, skipping meals, and standing in endless lines outside casting doors. Some said he was too emotional. Others said he felt too much for camera. But Tom never changed. He knew one thing: if a role didn't make him feel, he didn't deserve to play it. Finally, the break came. A supporting role in a mid-budget film where he played a grieving son. The director was impressed by the rawness in his eyes, the trembling in his voice. When the camera rolled for the funeral scene, Tom didn't just cry, he collapsed inside. The grief was real. It wasn't acting, it was remembering. What no one knew was that Tom had lost his mother just 2 years before. Cancer. Slow, cruel, and silent. She used to read him bedtime stories, full of heroes and happy endings. She was the first person who told him, "You'll be great someday, Tom. You feel too much, and that's your superpower." He carried those words like a talisman. As the film released, critics raved. Tom Rayner, the soul of the movie. Offers followed. Bigger roles, awards, interviews, but something strange began to happen. People started asking him to cry on command. Talk show hosts joked, "Come on, Tom, give us those famous tears." Directors said, "We need that breakdown like your last movie. Bring the tears." Suddenly, his pain was in demand. Tom began to wonder, was it still real? Or just performance? The lines blurred. He cried in scenes. He cried on sets. He cried in front of strangers. And when he returned home, he had no more tears left for himself. One evening, after a wrap-up party for his latest film, Tom sat alone in his apartment. Award trophies sparkled on the shelf. Scripts lay scattered, all highlighting the same kind of role: broken men, weeping sons, tortured artists. He walked to the mirror and stared at the man who made millions cry. He whispered, "What if one day I can't cry anymore?" That night, he called his father back in the small town. "How are you, son?" the old man asked. "I don't know," Tom replied quietly. "People love me for my sadness, but I'm afraid it's the only thing they love." There was silence. Then the old man said, "Son, they love your truth, not your sadness. You just need to remember why you started." The next day, Tom turned down a role that wanted him to break down once more. He took a sabbatical. He went back to theater, back to storytelling for joy, not pain. Months later, he stood before a small audience, not crying but laughing, playing a comedic fool in a Shakespearean play. The crowd roared. It wasn't glamorous, but it was honest. And for the first time in years, when the curtain fell, Tom cried again. But this time, they were tears of peace.